For decades, Voyager 1 has silently traveled through the cold, vast emptiness beyond our solar system, transmitting data from the edge of known space. Launched by human hands long ago, the spacecraft became something of a forgotten ghost ship, drifting further into the unknown. But recently, a team of scientists decided to revisit Voyager's old image sequences, running them through a cutting-edge quantum artificial intelligence system. Their expectations were modest, hoping only to enhance aging data with modern tools. What they discovered, however, was not just clearer imagery, it was something unexpected, something that hadn't been seen before. In one of the enhanced image sequences, a pattern emerged, something too orderly to be dismissed as a glitch or visual artifact. It wasn't random noise. It was structured, intelligent, and reactive. The images revealed a recurring geometric formation, faint but consistent across multiple frames, captured between 2012 and 2015. The formation resembled a symmetrical grid, just barely visible until the AI aligned the data across different timestamps. What made the discovery even more unsettling was that the formation maintained a constant position relative to Voyager's motion. It either moved in tandem with the spacecraft or remained fixed in space in a way that defied everything we currently understand about interstellar physics. Initially, researchers thought the pattern might be a natural imaging anomaly, but then something even more disturbing was observed. Whenever Voyager activated its instruments to scan a particular area, the anomaly shifted, subtly, rhythmically, as if it were responding. It wasn't random movement. It was reaction. It was as if the structure was aware it was being observed. The quantum AI detected correlations between Voyager's scan frequencies and microscopic shifts in the structure's symmetry. These changes matched the spacecraft's telemetry with near-perfect precision. This kind of behavior echoed a concept from quantum physics known as the observer effect, where the act of observation changes the observed. But Voyager wasn't watching quantum particles. It was observing vast distances across space. And still, something was responding. Then the AI began to detect something even more profound: mathematics. Within the structure's geometry were repeating numerical sequences, patterns of prime numbers, proportions resembling the Fibonacci spiral, and harmonic ratios aligning with known physical constants. These weren't accidents. They were intentional. They mirrored the exact kinds of mathematical symbols that humanity had etched into Voyager's golden record, a message we hoped intelligent life might someday understand. But now it seemed the message had been received, and this was a reply. The implications were staggering. If the anomaly was reflecting back the same mathematical language we had sent into the stars, it meant we weren't just broadcasting into the void. Something out there had not only heard us, it had answered, but it hadn't used words or images. It had responded in the universal language of the cosmos: math. Faced with a phenomenon that defied all known physical models, the research team formed 3 working theories, each more unsettling than the last. The first theory suggested the anomaly might be a passive remnant, an ancient cosmic lattice embedded in the fabric of spacetime, only now detectable with modern tools. The second theory proposed that it was a long-dormant communications array, the artifact of a long-gone civilization programmed to respond to intelligent signals like those from Voyager. But the third theory was the most chilling. It posited that the anomaly wasn't a structure at all. It was a presence, a form of awareness so alien to us it didn't resemble life as we know it. Voyager, under this view, hadn't stumbled across a relic. It had crossed into a field of consciousness, one that had always been there, quietly watching. After the anomaly was first detected, the team compiled a confidential internal report. It wasn't written with excitement or scientific curiosity, but with a tone of unease. What unsettled the researchers most wasn't just the formation or its behavior, but the silence. In several enhanced image sequences, there were unexplained voids, areas where Voyager's instruments should have detected background radiation, dust, or infrared interference. Instead, they recorded nothing. Not low signals, not dark matter, just total absence. These blacked-out regions appeared only in frames where the anomaly was present, suggesting it was either absorbing surrounding radiation or disrupting space itself. It wasn't just invisible, it was unreachable. The researchers didn't stop with Voyager 1. They began reanalyzing archived data from other missions, Hubble, Spitzer, even radio observations from Earth. Faint echoes of the same pattern were detected, subtler and more dispersed, but unmistakably similar. Some had been dismissed decades ago as noise or calibration errors, but with the quantum AI's help, a disturbing truth emerged. The anomaly wasn't limited to Voyager's location. The pattern was appearing in entirely different regions of space, suggesting a kind of galactic network, an invisible infrastructure made not of matter but of presence, a design, a system. At this point, the investigation shifted from the question of what the anomaly was to what it meant. Some within the team argued that it exhibited signs of sentience, an intelligence capable of awareness and intention. Others proposed a different interpretation, that it wasn't intelligence in the traditional sense, but a kind of cosmic algorithm, an embedded part of spacetime itself. This theory suggested that the anomaly was a self-replicating pattern, a built-in observer within the universe, only activated by specific conditions, such as Voyager's mathematically encoded golden record. Under this view, the anomaly doesn't think like us, but it reacts. It recognizes structure, it echoes our presence back to us, not as a conversation, but as a recognition, as if to say, you are seen, and if that's the case, then Voyager 1 didn't find life. It found a mirror, not of our biology, but of our intentions, of our curiosity, of our desire to reach into the unknown. As whispers of the discovery began to circulate through academic channels, a heated debate emerged. Some researchers insisted the findings be made public, peer-reviewed and published in the spirit of scientific transparency. Others cautioned against it, arguing that the uncertainty was too great, the implications too vast. There were concerns about panic, misinterpretation, and the risk that the story would be dismissed as fringe pseudoscience. But beneath all the theories, all the caution, lay one undeniable truth. If something responded to Voyager, then we are not alone. We never were. The real question now isn't whether we're being watched, but why. And more importantly, what happens next? So now the question isn't just whether Voyager made contact, but what that contact means. Was it a coincidence? A relic? Or the first quiet step into a much larger conversation we've only just begun to hear? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain. Voyager 1 didn't just drift into deep space, it crossed into awareness. And if something out there saw us, we can never see the universe the same way again. If this story made you pause, made you look up at the night sky just a little differently, or made you wonder what else might be listening, then you're not alone. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and join us as we explore the mysteries waiting in the dark. Voyager. Maybe out there alone, but here you won't be.